Hi everyone, today we're talking about vitamin E. Now vitamin E may have just one of the most important roles in your body. Vitamin E has many roles, but today we're going to be talking about its role within the cell membrane. First of all, let's talk about the cell. The cell is composed of many different things, but if you think of the inside or the nucleus inside the cell, it contains RNA, DNA, it contains something called mitochondria, which are little guys that help produce energy for your body. It contains many other things inside the cell. And then the cell is encased in a lipid bilayer, which means there's two little streams of fat that surround the cell, and it's called the cell wall. And those lipid bilayers help protect the inside of the cell, which holds all the important things for your body. Now, what does vitamin E have to do with this? Well, vitamin E gives structure and support to the cell wall. It helps maintain its structure and support. So it's really important for nerves, nervous tissue in the brain. Your brain has a lot of fat. It's made up of a lot of fat. So you need a lot of vitamin E to help that cell wall hold its structure together. Now, vitamin E is also an antioxidant. It helps combat free radicals. Now, free radicals, I did another video on this, but for the sake of just keeping things short in this video and we're staying on topic, which is vitamin E, we're going to talk about free radicals and their other name, which is what I like to call them, which are angry, torturous pinballs in your body. That's really what you can think of when you think of a free radical. I don't like the word free radical because to me, growing up in the 80s, radical was a cool word that we used to describe something really awesome. And free to me says free. So free radicals then denotes that it's something positive, but it's not. Free radicals are really angry, torturous pinballs inside of your body. And what they're always in search for is an antioxidant to help simmer them down and make them neutral. And then when they're neutral, they don't hurt you or have any harm to your cells. So vitamin E is an antioxidant. So it's sitting in the cell membrane, providing support and structure for that cell membrane to keep the inners and the insides of the cell really safe from free radicals. What happens if you don't have that structure and support, the free radical can go in and bump in to the cell wall, and it can create this weakened cell wall. And that cell wall is, remember, it's made up of fats and lipids. It can almost become rancid, and then that rancid cell starts floating around and it gets all through the bloodstream and starts clogging up veins and arteries, creating blockages later on. Another thing that can happen is the free radical can tear straight through the cell wall and get into the cell where your DNA is. Then it can bump into the DNA and chew bits off of the DNA. And then what happens is your DNA, which is actually your body's blueprints on how to build new healthy cells or tissues, doesn't have accurate blueprints. So it can't make cells and tissues like it normally could. It's making abnormal cells because the DNA has been changed and altered by this free radical. So you can think of sewing. I like to think of like a sewing pattern. If I had a sewing pattern and I was sewing a dress and my dog came along and it chewed off half of the sewing pattern, and it was the half that maybe told me where to put the placement of the armholes for the dress, and I used the sewing pattern anyways and didn't put the pattern, the armholes in, then I would have a dress with no armholes and it would be an abnormal dress. That's the same exact thing that happens when your DNA becomes damaged. It then produces abnormal cells because it doesn't have the right information. So vitamin E, extremely important. It helps protect your DNA. And a lot of you don't think of it like that. What kind of foods are we eating that contain vitamin E? So wheat germ, rice bran. Now, those of you that are doing the paleo diet and you're not getting those grains in, we also can find it in sunflower seeds. Vitamin E is very high in sunflowers, sunflower seed butter, almonds, palm oil has vitamin E in it. And there are actually 2 different forms of vitamin E, which we'll get into in a later video. But for today's video, we just want you to know the importance of getting vitamin E in. It's very, very important. We want to be taking the suggested daily amount of vitamin E every day because it's kind of hard to get in the diet right now, especially if you're not eating grains. Okay, you guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the vitamin E discussion, and please hit subscribe if you haven't done that, and hit like, and we'll see you for our next video.